Thomas, you're muted. Oh, yes. Perfect. Just give me a second. Technical difficulties. Could you enable me to have my video on, please?
One sec.
Yes, no worries.
I cannot do it. You can do it yourself.
You cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Okay, in a minute. Is it okay now?
Nope.
Amy can do it herself.
Yes, I
Why
can.
did it not? Wait a minute. Or you can start anyway.
Yeah, I think I will start. And yeah, it is what it is. So yes, I guess greetings everyone and good evening, depending where you're joining from. So my name is Tuomas, and unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, I'm not able to share my video, but I'm the co-founder and CEO of Finest Future. So today and tonight, you will get to hear about Finland in the insights of expats. So how living and studying in Finland is. We will cover today multiple topics. I will first tell you a little bit about Finest Future and the story behind Finest Future and what we are doing and what we are aiming to do. Then we'll discuss a little bit about why we believe that Finland is the best destination for studying and working, and basically why Finland is a country that you should heavily consider moving to. Then we'll hear some actual insights from an actual expat. Our dear Julie will be sharing her experiences in Finland. And then we'll discuss a little bit about the upcoming Finest Future events that are definitely worth joining, so stay tuned for that. And at the end, if you have any questions, then we have plenty of time for Q&A session, and we'll be answering your questions together with the Finest Future team. But without further ado, let's get going. All right, so to start with, let's talk about Finest Future for a couple of minutes. So our company was founded amidst the COVID wave when it started back in 2020. Our whole vision was to help Finland attract international students and talents and making Finland and the Finest Bay Area the #1 destination for both students and talents worldwide. Our founder team, you can see on the second picture from the right, consists of me. There you can see how I look, despite me not having the video on. I'm on the left. There's our dear co-founder Bambi, originally from Vietnam, in the middle, and of course Peter Westerbacka on the right. When we got started, we had one goal, and that is to empower the youth and the adults, the international talents, to find an ideal, fantastic career and life in Finland. And what better way to do that than through education that Finland is very well known for, as you will see in a second. So in a nutshell, what do we do at Finest Future? We work today in more than 15 different countries, offering the opportunity for the international talents to apply to high schools and vocational schools in Finland. We partner with more than 70 different institutions all over Finland. And of course, the goal for many of you listening as well is not purely just to come and study in secondary level in Finland, but it is the fantastic future that Finland can offer with all of its education that is tuition free from high school onwards, university degrees, bachelor's, master's, PhDs, as many as you want to do. And then, of course, what all of that hard work that you put into studies brings is a fantastic career. Now, many of you probably know a little bit about Finland, and one of the most, let's say, important things that anyone can do in order to improve their chances at having that fantastic and happy life in Finland is that you need to learn the language. Speaking Finnish, or for that matter, whenever you are an expat in any country, speaking the local language is a huge advantage, not only for your own happiness and integration to that society, but also to get the most of what the country has to offer. And that is exactly what we do. We help you from wherever you are in the world to actually come to the happiest nation in the world, 6 years in a row, by the way, and having the best possible educational system for you or for your children if you already have some. And we start always with the language program. So we teach you either the Finnish language or the Swedish language so that you can start your journey towards Finland. But I guess that's enough about Finest Future. And next, let's actually talk about the destination at hand, meaning Finland. Some of you might know some interesting facts about Finland, some might not. So it's always good to repeat and get familiar with this amazing country that everyone talks about, but not that many people know in depth, called Finland. So why should you choose Finland? For being an expat, why should you come to Finland to study and work? Why not go to Canada, United States, Australia, UK, the usual suspects? Why do we believe that Finland is far superior to any other destination? Well, it's not just our opinion. If you go on Google, for example, and search for facts about Finland, you will often see a couple things that pop out immediately. One is that Finland has been ranked among the best educational systems in the entire world for a long time. The educational system starts all the way from early years education, kindergarten, and ranges all the way to university and beyond. In Finland, our education is called future-proofed education, where we don't believe in teaching memorization. We believe in teaching skills, adaptability, and the ability to learn so that no matter how the world changes, no matter what new technologies there might be in the future, you are always prepared and ready to adapt to the ever-changing world. In that regard, Finland is arguably the best country in the world. Well, since we discussed a little bit about speaking Finnish or Swedish, it's also good to know that in Finland we have a very high level of English proficiency. That means that by the end of high school, by the end of your secondary degree, you are pretty much fluent in English, meaning you are able to enter working life using English for the most part. All of our teachers at Finest Future teaching you the language, and all of the teachers in Finland in the local high schools and vocational schools, they do speak English. However, we always want to encourage that when you come to Finland, try to push yourself to use the local language as much as possible. English is there as a support for when you don't know how to express yourself properly. But with that being said, for the most part, we as Finnish people are fluent in English. Innovative economy is definitely one of the key strong points of Finland. And if we look at why is Finland now attracting international students, it is because of this exact reason. Because of the tremendous success of Finnish companies, all of the unicorn companies, all of the new startups and the growth in companies in Finland, we don't have enough workforce anymore. We are constantly innovating, creating new technologies. For example, if you use the zoom function on your phone, the pinch function, zoom in, zoom out, that technology was actually created in Finland. And now you can find it in every Android and Apple device, or any smartphone for that matter. So we like to innovate. And with that comes its own set of challenges, but also opportunities for all of you. Our companies need more innovative people. And as economy, we always want to be at the forefront of everything. We don't want to follow, we want to lead. Then one of the key areas for especially parents and of course students is the question that, is Finland really safe? How about the quality of life? Well, in terms of safety, or again, going back to rankings, actual facts that anyone can Google, Finland has been ranked as the safest country, safest destination to travel to, and we are among the safest countries to live in. In terms of quality of life, in 2022, Finland had the OECD ranking top spot, the #1 spot for quality of life. So those aspects we also have. Then, what really separates Finland from many other countries is that we believe in this thing called equality. What better way to put our money where our mouth is besides having amazing social services that do not cost you anything? When you are in Finland, you do not have to pay to attend school. When you are in Finland, you do not have to buy expensive insurances and basically escape from an ambulance because you cannot afford the trip to the hospital. In Finland, social services are for everyone, no matter where you come from, how you look, whether you speak perfect Finnish or not. That's where equality comes in. So when you land in Finland, you know that you will be taken care of. And when it comes to, for example, things like being homelessness, Finland is among the leading countries in having the least amount of homeless people because of a government policy, which states that every single individual needs a roof on their head. And after that, you can build a life. And that support is there also for you. But I guess that's enough from my side. I shared a little bit about Finest Future, what we do, how we help the students and parents and the talents come to Finland, experience the amazing and happy life in Finland. I shared a little bit about Finland as a destination, what strong points do Finland have. But I guess I can speak however long or whatever I want as a Finnish person, but it's always best to hear from a person who has actually been through the journey and is living in Finland as an expat. So please, I'll give the floor to Julie. And Julie, let me know when you want me to click on the next slide. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Tuomas, for the introduction. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So during my talk, if you cannot hear me or if you have any problem with the sound, please let us know in the chat or just turn on your microphone and say. So my name is Julie Bui, and then if Tuomas could be kind and change the slide. There is a short introduction. So I'm Vietnamese. I was born in Hanoi, but I have been living in Europe for about 11 years and in Finland for about 9 or 10 years. I'm a Finnish teacher at Finest Future. Some of you have been to my class, but some of you might not. But besides teaching Finnish, I teach English and Vietnamese in Finland. When I first came to Finland, I came because of education again. I came to study in Lahti, University of Applied Sciences, a long time ago, 10 years ago. And then after that, after graduation, I moved to Germany and worked in Germany, in the UK, Scandinavian countries, for example, Sweden, our neighbor country, Sweden, and Denmark as well. But after all of those countries, living there, and working there, I decided to come back to Finland to study in Aalto University. And since then, I have been studying in a lot of other university. I like studying a lot, and in Finland, it's possible to study, and it's a good country if you like studying. So I have 2 takeaways to tell you from my journey. In the next slide, there will be the details. So Finland is a well-connected country, and it's well connected with other European countries, even though we are slightly further away from other European countries. As a result, all of these mobility opportunities, it means that, for example, if you want to travel to Germany, to Denmark, Sweden, if you want to do an exchange program, spend some time in other countries, it's possible and it's very easy. Also, a degree from Finland, from a Finnish school, is highly appreciated. It's a very good thing. The second thing is that the second takeaway from my long decade journey is that it is possible to change your major or your field of study in Finland. For example, now you're interested in studying nursing, but then after studying, after working, you have become interested in gardening, farming. It's always possible to come back to school and study more. For example, at the beginning, when I came to Finland, I studied business. So my first major was business and business management. But then after that, I got to switch. I got all the opportunities to learn teaching and also education. And then now I'm a teacher. So it's possible for everyone because the education system gives equal opportunities for everyone to study at all walks of life. But the focus of my talk today is about the Finnish culture. And in the next slide, I would like to give you a few tips, also practical tips, and also the learnings that I have gathered from all of the time living here in Finland. So the first insight, in the next slide. Yes. Okay. So the first insight is Finnish culture is an ask culture. So what does that mean? An ask culture is mean that it is okay. It is good to ask question. It is okay if you ask question in a class, in school, in workplace, and in the society in general. For example, if you are in a class and I'm a teacher and I am teaching you something, but you don't understand, it's okay to ask question. It's okay to tell the teacher, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Could you explain to me again? Or could you help me in something? And asking questions is generally encouraged in Finnish society. Asking the right question to get the necessary information is also very important for learning. So one of my tip for you as a foreign student in Finland, and also if you are studying in Finnish future with us, is that don't hesitate to ask when you don't understand how things work in the class, in school, or you are not sure how to do something. For example, if you don't know where the library is, if you don't know how to book an appointment with your teacher or with a study counselor, ask. It's okay to ask. And always ask. Do not guess or assume. For example, I'm Vietnamese, and in Vietnamese culture, we don't ask so many questions. So I have to learn it when I move to Finland, move to Europe. The second insight in the next slide is about communication style. If Thomas could be kind and change the slide. Yes. So Finnish culture values honest and direct communication. Thank you. It means that in Finland, white lights are not appreciated. For example, white lights are lights that are not serious. For example, you have agreed to meet your friends tonight, but then you have changed your mind. You don't want to go anymore. And instead of telling the friend that you don't want to go, you say that you have stomachache. So that is a white lie, and that is not encouraged in Finnish culture. Finnish people believe that you mean what you say, and they expect you to do the same. So when you say that you have you enjoyed there, or you have stomachache, or you have difficult time in school, they believe you. And on the other hand, the other way around, you can generally believe what Finnish people say, what Finnish people tell you. And clear communication can get you what you want. So I would give a personal experience how I did that in school, in a university. And this same communication style, direct and honest and clear, can be used and can be applied in other European countries as well, in Western and Northern European countries. Practical tips for you as a student or as a foreigner, an expat living in Finland. So for example, no means no. If your teacher, if somebody say that it's not possible, it is not possible. Or if the schedule say that the class start at 8 o'clock or the webinar start at 4 o'clock, it start at 4 o'clock, not 4:01, and certainly not 4:15. Say what you want, be direct, be clear, but be polite, yeah? And listen for the contents. And again, if you don't know something, if something is unclear, you can always ask question. Do not guess or assume. The third insight about the Finnish culture is, okay, Finnish people. Before I moved to Finland, I didn't know much about Finnish people, but generally from my student, I've heard that they have learned that Finnish people are reserved, are shy, for example. There is some truth in that. Finnish people can be reserved, can be shy, but they are curious and helpful. What do I mean by that? I mean that, for example, Finnish people don't ask too many personal questions about you. In Vietnamese culture, where I'm from, it's very common to ask about your family. For example, where are your parents? What do they do? How old are they? Do you have any siblings? Do you have any jobs? That's kind of personal questions. So Finnish people would not ask you those questions because privacy is highly respected in Finland. But most people are very interested in other cultures, and they are happy and willing to help you or help foreign students. So some practical tips could be, I would encourage you to actively share your culture with your friends and your teachers at school. You can start a culture club. You can talk about special holidays. For example, this weekend, we are going to have a lunar New Year. And in Finland, it is not a holiday. And most Finnish teenagers or most Finnish students are not familiar with the holiday. So you can show them what the holiday is about. You can invite them over for dinner, and then you can talk to them about how you celebrate it. And if everything is possible, and I bet that they would be very, very interested. And it is also a perfect way, a very good, effective way to make friends with Finnish people, because it can be difficult. And that would lead me to the last point of my talk. That is one of the difficulties that I have experienced as a foreigner living in Finland. Making friends with Finnish people can be difficult, but it is not impossible. The most effective way, I have told my students many times about this. The most effective way is to join a hobby club. Finland is a country that is slightly crazy about sport. So do you play any sport? Do you play football, badminton, ice hockey? Okay, ice hockey, maybe you don't play in Vietnam or in Thailand. But football, for example, badminton is very popular in Finland. Tennis also, paddle, floorball. Do you enjoy singing? Do you enjoy dancing, drawing? All of this hobby, there are always some hobby clubs that you can join. And in case there is no hobby club, what do? You start your own club. You can ask your teacher for support. You ask your school staffs for support. If you are a parent and you would like to connect with other parents, you can also start your own club, parenting club, for example. Yes, so earlier I promised that I would share a personal experience, how I have applied or how I applied one of these strategies. So in the next slide, you can see some of my old photos. So this happened in 2012 when I first moved to Finland. I was in Lahti, and that was Mid-Autumn Festival. Do you know Mid-Autumn Festival? And do you celebrate in your home country? Mid-Autumn Festival when you eat moon cakes and the moon is very round. Yeah, so in some countries, for example, in Vietnam, in China, then it's a very big celebration. But in Finland, it is not. And I really, really wanted to do something fun with my friends. So then I came to my teacher and I asked, I would like to organize an event. How do I do that? And then to my surprise, my teachers and other teachers and other school staff, they all try to help us to organize this event. They introduced us to this venue. This is a youth association in the city. And the association allow us to have the event there for free with all of the facility, with the loudspeaker, with the stage, tables, chairs, everything. And then after that, they also help us advertise the event. So at the end, not only Vietnamese students came to the event, but a lot of other foreign students and even Finnish, local Finnish people who didn't study or who weren't a student, they also came to join and celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival with us. In the event, we play games, we have some dance performances. Can you see like a group of beautiful girls in traditional costume? Yeah, so that is a traditional dance performance. We have games, and then in this right corner, I don't know if I can. Yeah, maybe I can do this. Yeah, now I'm being a teacher again. Yes, so this is one of my teachers. He also came. He's and now we keep in touch. We are now like friends, colleagues. Yeah, and also other Finnish people, our foreign friends, and everyone. So we had a great time, and it all started with one question. I came to ask my student, my teacher, I'd like to organize an event, and could you help me? So yes, this is just a personal question, experience to show that it is possible to ask for help, and all you need to do is ask and say it like clearly. I think my time is up for this part, but if you have any questions about my experiences, about what I have said, if it's not clear, then I'm sure we have some time for question and answer later at the end of the webinar. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Julie. Amazing to hear. Okay, next the floor is the Finest Future teams. So our team, please take the floor and walk us through some upcoming events. What do we have in store?
Well, thank you, Thomas, and thank you so much for your sharing, Julie. I actually learned a lot from listening to you. And like we have a lot of stories from our own employees from Finnish Future Company. So if you want to hear more about them, I think the upcoming event, the Virtual Education Summit, is a place for you. So are you ready to know more about this event? Next slide, please, Thomas. So let's go briefly about Virtual Education Summit. What is it about? Virtual Education Summit could be one of the biggest events that Finnish Future hosts this year. It's an online event that aims to connect international students with who has the interest to know more about Finnish education and connect them with Finnish educators, student communities, and organizations, and our own Finnish Future alumni students that share the same path in studying and living in Finland in this one place, online event. Yes, please. So with this summit, we aim to invite 1,000 new students and 500 of our Finnish Future current students that been studying the language courses with us, and connect this group of students with more than 50 Finnish high school and vocational in Finland, and more of the student organization and community. So please mark your your calendar with March 13, 2024, which is the day for the event to happen from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Finland time. And the location is on Durham events, and our main language will be English, so that all our Finnish Future students and even our new student that would like to know more about Finland can also join and participate in this fantastic event. Yes, we're gonna move to the next slide where I will introduce you about briefly the event agenda. What do we have in store for you all? So the event will happen in 6 stages with a lot of parallel sessions and interactive workshops that we have 4 main topics. For example, our keynote speaker will share about vocational school in Finland. Our student will share about studying and living in Finland. And we also hear a lot of talks from Finnish university and communities in Finland to share about their opportunity to support our international students. And you also have the chance to have one-on-one meeting if you want to connect closer with organization or people that you met from the event, you have a chance to do so. And we also provide you 24/7 support during the event or even after the event happens. Yes, in the next slide, I will briefly highlight why this event is for you and why you should join us. Because joining Spanish Future Virtual Education Summit, you have the fantastic opportunity to have the sneak peek into the vibrant worlds of Finnish education from different points of view. For example, Finnish educators, Finnish professional, Finnish school representative, and the student who has been experiencing the path that from moving from their home country to studying and living here. And yes, like I mentioned above, that you have a chance to meet one-on-one with the school, showcase your skill. If you have the intention to apply for the Finnish school, I think this is absolutely fantastic opportunity for you to connect with them during the event. And you can also meet up with other Finnish Future alumni and communities and organizations to know more about the opportunity of the student life, except from the academic path. And yes, this event is for everyone that interested in Finnish education, that planning to studying here and living here in Finland. This is a chance for you to connect closer and have the inside view from our own team members, from our own partners, from our own students that has been separate, experiencing their own story here. So seek this opportunity, and we hope to see you all at the event. So more information about the event, you can connect us through this website. You can see the link right here and register to the event because this is the opportunity that you cannot miss. Yes. And if you have any question, feel free to contact us. Our team will provide more information if needed.
All right. Thank you, Aleph, so much. And hello, guys. My name is Ang. Thank you, everybody, to coming here today. I would like to have some minute to talk about an event that organized by our community, which will happen much sooner than the Virtual Education Summit. This is the Lunar New Year celebration. Will happen on the 8th of February, 2024. Can Thomas move to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, as you might or might not aware of, in about a couple of days, we will have the Lunar New Year in various Asian countries, and many of our students are from Asian countries that celebrate Lunar New Year. So we want to create a community, a warm celebration that we can bring those festive environment to our students that living in Finland. And in this webinar, you can have fun games. We can have dancing session together. We exchange knowledge about the culture, and we also have lucky money. We have 2 time slots on the 8th of February. The first one will happen around 11:30 to 12:30, and the second one will happen at 4 to 5 in Finnish time. So very exciting to meet you all there. Please register through our QR code and the link in the chat below as well. Thank you.
All right. So now you got information about couple of our events, and definitely check out the Lunar New Year celebration. That is a very easy, relaxed way to meet with other students and staff from Finest Future, hang around, have some fun. And then the virtual education summit is, how do we say, where we get serious. So usually when attending events, you would see one school presenting themselves, but we wanted to do things a little bit better. And thanks to the hard work of our team, we can present to you more than 50 different schools all over Finland who you have the ability to meet. Something that I haven't personally seen anyone else do before. So it's going to be a huge event, and I hope that all of you can join. But enough of that. So as far as the last part, me, Julie, our entire team will be here for your questions. If you are brave enough, you can unmute your microphone. If you are very, very brave, you can even turn on your camera while asking the question. But it's also okay to type in the chat, and I will be checking some of the questions from the chat and seeing is there anything that we can clarify further. So please unmute your microphone, raise your hand if you have anything to ask, but I'll take a quick peek at the chat in case there's questions. All right. We have one question in the chat. I'll start off with that. I'm horrible at pronouncing names, but maybe it's Benga. I don't know. Sorry. Please don't hate me for mispronouncing your name. But the question is, are there good opportunities for an horticulturist in Finland? Well, I can actually take this one, and then Julie, if you want to continue from my answer, please do so. But the answer is simple yes. So this specific profession is something where you would probably look at vocational education first. And in terms of vocational education, Finland has to offer around 256 different vocations, one of which is this particular one that you're asking about. So when you're looking for an opportunity to study to become a horticulturist, please consult with our team, and we can suggest the best potential school for you to apply to. And it doesn't have to be just one school. There are many other actually places and schools that offer this same study line. But yeah, that is a long answer shortly. The answer is yes, we have that. Do we have any other questions in the chat? Please type if you have anything you would like to know about Finland. You have a very good chance now. Julie is here, expat. Do you offer computer-related courses in your vocational sections? Amy, would you like to take this one?
You should continue because my voice is a little broken, but
Oh.
like if you still can hear it, then yes, we do have IT as one of our vocation, working with our partner institutions. But yeah, please add more information. Sorry.
Yes, I can also add as well. So IT courses definitely. So if you take it as a main subject, yeah, I'm very sure that there are schools that teach that. But also if you have chosen other subject as your major, it's also possible to take just IT courses, and this is available in own school from high school level to up to university level. So yes, this is possible. Yeah, definitely.
And I have to say here that in terms of finding a job, this industry is extremely desperate for new talent. So if you go to technology industries of Finland, their website, you will see a statistic that Finland needs 16,000 foreign talents every year to fill the empty slots in our companies. So yes, very good major to have. Then the question about the deal room. So maybe it's if you want to answer this, or someone else. So is the event free to join?
Yes, I can answer that. So yeah, the Virtual Education Summit is completely free to join. So you just have to register the account, be there on the day, explore various booths and a webinar, and that's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Short and sweet answer. Thank you. Julie, you raised your hand. Was that an accidental hand, or did you want
No,
to add
it's not.
something?
It's not. Yes, I'm an expert in Zoom, so it's not. Okay, so there is another question for also from Samuel about this cryptocurrency courses. I'm not sure about this, but one thing that is sure or is good about Finnish education in general is that there are a lot of open courses. So it means that you don't have to go to that specific school or university to take those courses. There are courses that are open to everyone who live in Finland. So either you have to pay a little bit, like some euros, or it's free for you. So definitely there are crypto that those courses as well, cryptocurrency courses.
Would you like to continue, Julie, with the following question from Sean?
Is there any
So,
school that teach biology in English?
yes.
Okay, I think I can take this one. This is for compulsory. Compulsory education. I would say that. But and also Thomas, correct me if I'm wrong. I would say that for this subject, you will have to go to international school if you want to learn the subject 100% in English. But also in many schools nowadays, they have this two language teaching. It means that about 20% of the time of the subject will be taught in English, but of course, the majority of the time of the course will be taught in Finnish or Swedish, and of course, the test will be in English or Finnish. If you want to study only biology in English, then this has to be in an international school.
Question about teaching jobs in Finland from Iris. I think, Julie, you are the perfect person to answer this.
Are there good opportunities for international teacher in Finland? If so, what kind? I would say yes. Teaching is one of the most respected and most difficult or competitive field in Finland because it's regulated. It means that, what does it mean by regulation? It means that with a teacher can only teach with certain degrees. So if you have a foreign degrees, let's say from your home countries, you first need to get that degrees recognized first in Finland. So you have to do some paperwork, and then this Finnish education of Ministry of Education will say that, okay, this degree is good or okay or not so good. Then you might have to do some extra study, extra like courses to get the qualification. So I would say but it's quite competitive. And also, in order to work in a public school, you will need Finnish as well, Finnish or Swedish. In international school, you will not need it, but in normal public school, you need Finnish or Swedish to work as a full-time teacher. I hope I have answered your question, Iris.
Perfect. We have a couple of minutes time, so I'll quickly browse through some of the questions, and pardon me for answering these in a rapid fire method, but time is ticking. So where could you get more information and contact you? Please wait up until the end. I will share our contact information. You can contact us directly to get more information. Is fashion designing a good field in Finland? Yes. For example, there is Helsinki Fashion Week every year. Not that I might have participated that myself. It's a great event, and fashion is definitely a big thing in Finland. And we have many schools that already in high school vocational are teaching the fashion. So it is a good field. Do you need IELTS? Nope, we don't require IELTS. So we want to do things better than other countries, and we don't believe IELTS is the best way to measure your language capability. So not needed. Sebastian, okay, the question is a little bit bouncing, but what steps do you recommend to apply for a high school? I can't see your whole message. Sorry about that. Are there housing programs for high schoolers? Quick answer, yes. So in order to apply to high school, we will guide you through the entire process. We have our own application system coming up. So we will connect you directly with your desired high schools. You get to talk directly to the principal after you have identified which schools would be best suited for your needs and your hopes for the future. Housing programs, some of our high schools and vocational schools offer housing support, and I assume housing program means this exact thing. So they offer sort of a scholarship for housing, meaning you don't pay anything for living. We do have some high schools and some vocational schools that offer that, but not every school does it. So you have to pick and choose wisely. Okay, question about EMAT. Do we need to take other EMAT tests to get into high schools in Finland, or only just B1.1 certificate? Julie, do you want to answer this or me?
What is the question?
EMAT.
Sorry, was
Yeah,
EMAT.
so
Maybe you can take it.
yes, perfect. EMAT is not a necessity to get into a high school. They require the B1.1 Finnish because they teach you math in schools. However, what EMAT does, it tells you, us, and of course the school how good you are in math. So the more tests, if you want, you can take, the more you can prove to the school that you are already very advanced in math, or you can show them where you need more support, meaning that you can browse and surf through your math studies in high school a lot more efficiently. Deal event confirmed, it is free. Okay. How often would you be using Finnish on your first year of high school in Finland? I was told that it wouldn't be too much since it's our first year, just checking with you guys. Okay, if there are some students already who are in Finland, they can answer this on our behalf, but the answer is you will use it a lot. And
Exactly,
Julie,
you will
you
use.
can
Yes.
explain why.
Yes, you will be using Finnish as your daily, let's say, as your daily communication language. You need Finnish. Yeah. Imagine that in your class there are also other Finnish student, and also with teachers, with the staff. If when you go to the the market, the post office, everywhere you need Finnish. So yes, you will need Finnish from the day that you arrive in Finland, except if you go to a Swedish-speaking town or Swedish-speaking school.
Thank you. And then Supa, you asked about changing the major in vocational school. And I guess, Julie, you referred to this earlier. Just like in university, you can always change. So in Finland, our education is no dead ends, meaning that if you don't like what you study, just change. Not a big deal. And no, you don't, by the way, have to pay for it. There are no penalties for changing either. So we encourage you to explore and test what you want to do. Thank you, Heimi. Answer about tuition ranges for vocational courses. None. Finnish education is free. You don't pay tuitions, but you need to speak Finnish or Swedish in order to get access to free education. How to apply to schools and what do we have on 13th March? Yes, so after the virtual summit, you will have the chance to actually start applying in case you already have the B1.1 certificate from us. You have the ability now to start applying to schools. First, of course, you need to identify which school or which schools you want to apply to. And therefore, the virtual summit is exactly for you. After that, you get to send your applications to the school through our system, and then the school will guide you from there on what to do. But everything starts and ends with an interview. Honestly, it's not a difficult process. You select which schools you want to apply to, you send application to them, they invite you for an interview, and then you speak Finnish, you get in. As simple as that. Okay, there's a question about credit system. So I think, Julie, that would go to you. This is both for high school and university, but I'll save that for last so that we can end the webinar officially, but then Julie can answer you on this credit question. All right. And with that being said, we have browsed through all of the questions. So at this point, I already want to thank you very much for joining our session today. I'm sorry we went 5 minutes over time. Thank you for the amazing questions. I hope our answers helped you figure out where to go from here. But to conclude the webinar today, Julie, if you wouldn't mind explaining a little bit about the credit system in Finland and what are these credits, how do you use them? And with that being said, we are done. So
Done for today.
thank you,
Yeah.
Julie.
Yeah, so the credit system, so for it depends on the level, but let's say there is always a certain number of credits for each course. One course could be from 1 to 5 or from 1 to 3. It varies according to your educational level. And the system works in a way that is the credits are untransferable. For example, if you study in one school and then in the future you transfer to the next school because you want to change your major, then your credits are transferable from this old school to the new school, but because all of the school follow the same system, and the number of credits will show or will tell how heavy the course is. For example, one credit course should be easier to take, or less work, should have less work than a 5 credit course. And the last thing I should mention that to finish Lukio to high school, I think is 180 credits.
150, I think.
150, yeah, sorry, 150 credits, and bachelor is 180. Yeah, 150 credits. So you in the course of 4 years, you have to finish the numbers, like finish 150 credits in order to graduate. And then the number of courses are available. The courses are available, and then you can choose. Some courses are compulsory, but some courses you can choose as well. So that is the idea of the credit system.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Julie. And I'll add to that answer quickly because it has been asked before. So what happens if you don't achieve a certain minimum number of credits per year? So a high school degree vocational has a limitation of usually 2 to 4 years. So you can stay in the institution for up to 4 years. In certain exceptions, longer than that, but usually 4 years is the maximum. And with that being said, you can divide the 150 by 4 to identify how many credits you need per year. And those credits are for you to also prove to the Immigration Bureau of Finland, if they ask, that you are actually studying in Finland and not playing around or, doing something else. So when you come to Finland to study, everyone expects progress. So please focus on your studies first and foremost, even though there is a lot of time for playing and hobbies and playing the violin, floorball, etc. But studying is your main thing. All right. If you have any further questions, here is our amazing Heimi to help you. So Heimi will take care of you. Please send her an email, call, use Zalo, whatever you want, and she will be supporting you moving forward. But with that being said, thank you very much for joining today, and see you at the Virtual Education Summit and see you in Finland. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Moi moi!
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, goodbye.
Bye.